All right. Seated position, keep your block handy. And remember, when you're seated, just find any position that is good for your knees, for your hips, for your spine. So modify. If you need to have your legs in front of you, place a cushion or a pillow under your legs. Just modify, listen to the limitations of the day or of the week, or just limitations that are there. All right, so bring the shoulders up to the ears and slowly release them back and down. And let's bring the hands to the heart center first. Relaxing your elbows by the rib cage. This is time for taking the moment here and beginning to connect with our breath. We anchor down through the present moment as we focus and keep the attention on the breath. And we just notice and watch the breath just moving. The way it moves, nothing is changing yet. And as you notice the breath moving in and out, take a moment here to express gratitude to your lungs and the entire respiratory system. Especially if you are blessed to have a good way of breathing. We always take it for granted. Just take a moment to be thankful for our breath. Now gradually we're going to begin to modify the length of the breath. We're going to bring the focus and attention on having the inhalations and exhalations a little bit longer and deeper than normal. Dirga Sukshma, those are the quality of the breath according to the Yoga Sutras. This refers mainly that the breath should be always deep, long, steady, soft, and relaxed. Never ever compromise the quality of your breath and keep focusing on that breath that moves with ease, with attention and intention of calming the mind down, which is the main goal of our yoga practice. And even if we move through the asana, the physical practice, we keep coming back inward to focus and concentrate on having the breath moving at ease. Slowly begin to move the head side to side, gently relaxing the muscles, the neck. No rushing, please. Just be aware of the movement. And for some of us, moving the neck from side to side, it could be an easy thing to do. So if you have issues with your neck, even more, just be careful. Be aware. And back the head through center and exhale, lower the chin to your chest, draw the shoulders back and up, release from the heart, and then guide the chin down, 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 down. And as you keep the chin slightly tucked in, notice those muscles connected with the base of the skull getting stretched. And keeping the chin tucked, move the head like a pendulum from side to side. Back to center, inhale, bring the head to neutral position. Bring the arms to the side, flex the elbows, place the hands to your shoulders, and draw circles with your elbows. And bring attention to both joints of your shoulders. And noticing the shoulder blades coming along with this movement. And so the rib cage. Mobilizing, waking up those muscles, those joints slowly, and let's reverse the movement, going with the elbows back, up, forward, down, few rounds. And then slowly bring the hands down by the floor. Here, make a fist and rotating the wrist. We're going to bring the arms out all the way. Reverse the movement of your wrist and going the arms out and all the way down towards the floor. Inhale, arms overhead, grab your left wrist with your right hand, flex the elbows, and then slowly release the spine towards the left as you press through the left hip. And don't go too deep yet. This is just a little stretch on the side of the rib cage. Guide the left elbow back so there's no rotating forward. Find the opening, come back to center, grab your right wrist with your left hand, keep the elbows flexed, spine up and nice and long, and then move the spine gently to the left. Again, don't go too deep yet. Breathing in and out. We're just slowly waking up the body, and then slowly bring the arms down towards the floor, shoulders up, back, and down. Now let's have the feet in front of you with the feet slightly wide apart. We're going to do some windshield wiper movement here. Moving the hips, moving the legs. And slowly bring the legs to one side, and let's all find our way to tabletop position. Protect your knees as always, and have your knees wide as your hips and the wrists right under the shoulders. Let's mobilize the spine into the cat-cow. So with inhale, we're going to sink the belly towards the spine. We're going to arch the spine and look forward as we open the chest. And as we exhale, we round the spine and the belly goes in, the chin in. Inhale to sink the belly, look forward. Exhale, belly goes in, chin to the chest. At your own pace, keep moving, linking the breath with the movement. Exhale happens with when we come into the cat, and inhale when we come into the cow. 3 more rounds, please. Breathing through the nose. And as we exhale, move the hips to the heels, soften the elbows, and it's always down into child's pose. Relax your shoulders and elbows, so no shoulders up to the ears, releasing down the in between the shoulder blades. Relax your neck. And back to center. Now stay in the position, the tabletop this time. Extend the left hand forward, keep the right hand under your right shoulder. Relax your elbows, move back, and let's have a nice side stretch. So below your armpit, your rib cage. This is a asymmetrical stretch. Soften your left shoulder down. Try to release the left elbow towards the mat. And then slowly back to center. Left hand under your left shoulder. Now extend the right arm forward, left hand under the left shoulder. Through the release and melt those elbows down. Release the forehead towards the floor or towards the block, and then reach through the right side of armpit, rib cage. Try to relax your shoulder. And back to center. Now bring the left hand forward so where the right hand is, and let's come into puppy pose. Forearms, elbows down, lift the hip, forehead towards the mat. So we're coming into the symmetrical pose to stretch, to lengthen. Use your deep breath to release any tension you might be holding somewhere there in the arms, the upper spine. Press with the palms and let's come to tabletop. Right hand and left hand under the shoulders. Both knees under the hips. Now extend the left leg back, tuck the toes under, fingertips of your right foot. The right hand goes forward. We're going to go lift the left leg, right arm up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift and down. Working with a little balance and strength. Inhale, working asymmetrically the spine. Inhale, up and down. One more, up and down. Right hand under your right shoulder. Extend the left hand forward. Extend the right leg back. Tuck the toes under. Cores engage. And inhale, left arm up, right leg up and down. Inhale, lift and lower. Up, down. Two more. Up, down, up, and down. Left hand under your left shoulder, right knee under your right hip. Move into child's pose. Take a break. Relax your head. Relax your elbows. Nice deep breath. Inhale to tabletop. Extend your left leg back. Flex the knee. Cross it over your right leg and move the hip halfway down. So feel the stretch in the outside of the hip, the IT down. Coming back to center, extend the left leg back and up. Flex the knee, cross it over. Exhale, relax your elbows, move the hips back. Inhale to table. Left leg goes back and up. Flex, cross, and lower. One more. Inhale, left leg back and up. Flex, cross it over. And move the hips back and try to release your elbows. Take a 2 or 3 round of breath here. And notice if you're kind of leaning to the side, just try to keep your hips even. Use your deep breath. And slowly let's move back to tabletop. So uncross the left leg, both knees are under your hip. Now the right leg goes back and up, flex the knee. Cross it over your left leg and move the hips halfway down. Inhale to table, right leg back and up, flex, cross it over, and down. 2 more times. Inhale, right leg up, flex, cross, exhale, release. One last, come into table, right leg goes up, flex, cross, and then hold it here for 2 or 3 rounds of breath. Make sure your elbows are down and your hips are even. Take a few rounds of breath. And slowly legs come back to center. And with the crossing of the legs, I'm going to turn this way so you can see me better. From kneeling position, we're going to step forward and then walk your right foot somewhere in between to the side and to the front. So place your right hand to your left thigh, right thigh, and let's move the hips to that angle and back to center. Exhale, move and open, stretch that inner thigh, groin, and just move back and forth. Try to keep your spine upright. Couple more rounds. And back to center, right knee under your right hip, oops. And we're going to step now with your left foot, like I said, in that angle somewhere between having in line with the hip and the front, left hand to your left thigh, and moving the hips to the left, and back to center. Exhale, go deep, and inhale to center. Exhale, go back, and to center. One more. And back to center. Left knee and the left hip. And then slowly move the hips to the heels. Gently allow the chest, the forehead goes down towards the floor, towards the block. Keep the arms down by your side. Shoulders are melting down toward the floor. The arms down by your legs, palms facing up. And we're going to rock into rabbit pose to stretch the neck. So be gentle here. From the forehead, lift the hips, rock into the crown of the head. Careful with your neck. Exhale, forehead down, hips to the heels. Inhale, rocking into the crown of the head. And exhale, now going down again. One more. Lift the hips, rocking from the forehead to the crown of the head. Don't go too far forward. And exhale all the way down. Release and just rock your head from side to side. And bring the head back to neutral position. Standing in the knees, sweep the arms out and up. Lower the hands down by your hips, shoulders up, back, and down. Now lower the hands towards the floor. Let's come into dolphin pose first. Elbows right under your shoulders, forearms down, interlace the fingers, tuck the toes under. We're going to lift and lower the hips. Tuck the toes under, straighten the legs, lift the hips, chin to your chest. Exhale, knees down. Keep the toes tucked, keep the crown of the head pointing towards the floor. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, knees down. Inhale, straighten and lift. Exhale, knees down. Now, place your right hand under your right shoulder, left hand under your left shoulder. Now we're in tabletop with the toes tucked, moving to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Engage the core. Inhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, chin to your chest, crown of the head towards the floor, heels to the mat. Exhale, knees to the tabletop. Keep the toes tucked. Inhale, lift and down dog. Crown of the head pointing towards the mat. Exhale, knees to table. One more time. Engage, lift, and heels towards the floor. From here, walk your hands towards the feet. Remove the blanket from your yoga mat, please. And have your feet wide as your hips. Bend the knees and bring the belly and the chest to touch your thighs. Holding from the opposite elbows, release the crown of the head towards the floor. Take a moment here to get the spine stretched, allowed by your breath. Nice deep breath. Gravity is assisting you to stretch those vertebrae. Now bring the hands towards the hips, keep the chin in, engage the core, lift the head, lift the chest, and let's all come to Samastiti, equal standing pose. So your feet are wide as your hips and your hands are to the heart center as you relax your elbows by your rib cage. Guide the belly into the spine. Draw the chin slightly back and down. And slowly lower the hands down by your hips. Now we're going to rock back and forth, testing again the balance. From standing, we're going to rock into the toes, heels up. Exhale, heels down. Rocking forward, heels up and down. Just keep moving up and down. And then lower the heels down. Now from here, flex the knee, moving to Ardha Utkatasana, chair pose, bring the hands to the heart center, move the hips back. You have to be able to see your toes. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands down by your hips. Bring the arms overhead, rocking in toes. Lift, down, hands to the heart, moving into chair pose. Inhale, straighten the legs, hands down by your hips. Arms overhead, lift the heels up. Heels down, flex the knee, chair pose, hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Straighten the legs, hands down by your hips. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead, belly in, engage, heels up, heels down, hands to the heart, flex and lower. Couple more rounds, straighten the legs, hands down by your hips. Inhale, arms overhead, coming to your toes, heels down, hands to the heart, move into chair, one more. Straighten the legs, hands down by your hips. Inhale, reach, heels up, heels down, flex the knee, hands to the heart center, and as you exhale, twist to the left. And hook the right elbow outside your left knee if you can, look over to left shoulder. Take a deep inhale, then open those hands, bring the left arm up to the sky, and the fingers of your right hand going to the floor. Take an inhale, lower the left hand down by your right hand, straighten the legs, come into the heart center. Couple or two round of breath, slow down the breath. And exhale, bend the knees and twist to the right. Hook the left elbow outside of your right knee. And from here, extend the right arm up to the sky and the fingertips of your left hand goes down towards the floor. Take a deep inhale. Right hand goes down. Bring the hands to the heart center. Straighten the legs and Samastiti. Good job. Take a moment. Relax your shoulders. Release your elbows. With the feet wide as your hips, with eyes closed or gaze towards the mat. Reconnect back with a nice, long, sweet breath. And slowly lower the hands down by your hips. Now let's turn the right foot out about 40 degree angle. And one comfortable step forward. Remember, not too close to your back foot, no too far forward. Somewhere in between, then adjust your hips and your shoulders to face to the front of the mat. And then flex your left knee, sweep the arms forward and up into Virabhadrasana 1. Warrior 1, relax your shoulders back and down. And just lift from the chest. So you're gently arching the upper spine. Take an inhale. Hands to your above your knees. Straighten the legs. Lower your spine halfway down. Flex your left knee. Arms out and up. Return to your warrior 1. Straighten your left leg. Hands to your left thigh. And lower the spine halfway down. Flex your left knee. Arms out and up. Warrior 1. Straighten the legs, hands to your left thigh. Exhale, engage the core halfway down. Flex, release, arms overhead, warrior 1, last one. Straighten the legs, hands to your left thigh, and with a flat back, release halfway down. Flex the knee, arms overhead, and then release arms down by your side. One comfortable step back, Samastiti. Feet under the hips. Hands to the heart. Let's take a moment here to reconnect back with the breath. And lower the hands down by your hips. Now, let's turn the left foot out in that angle and one comfortable step forward. And adjust your hips, adjust your shoulders, flex your right knee, and we're going to go from warrior 1 with the arms overhead and nice opening the chest. And then take an inhale and exhale, straighten the leg, hands to your right thigh, flex and lower the spine halfway down. Flex your right knee, arms out and up, returning to warrior 1. Straighten your leg, hand above your knee. Exhale, lower halfway down. Try to keep your spine as flat as you can. Flex your right knee, arms out and up. Straighten, hands down. Exhale, release the chest halfway down. Flex your right knee one more time into warrior 1 to straighten, to lower the hands to the thigh, and then slowly flex and lower. Flex your right knee, arms out and up. And then arms down to your hips, shoulders up, back and down. One step back, Samasthiti. Whoops, my water. So we are standing in Samasthiti with the feet right under the hips and the shoulders back. We're turning the palms slightly forward to keep lifting from the chest and flattening the upper spine. Activate those back muscles. Take a deep inhale. And then slowly release the hands down by your side. Let's now come to standing position. I'm going to be facing my screen with the feet wider than the hips. So shoulders above your hips. We're going to rotate the right foot out. Flex your right knee. Arms to the side and straighten the right leg. Exhale, flex, look over to your right hand. And inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, straighten. Relax. Straighten, relax your shoulders and arms. Exhale, flex, go down into warrior. Turn the head to the right. Inhale, head back to center. One more. Flex the knee, look over to your right hand. Extend, and then with the spine, reach the spine. With the fingertips, lower the hand down to the shin or toward block, and then extend the left arm up to the sky. Rotate the front of your left shoulder back, and just hold in position. Nice deep breath. And then slowly return back to center, release the hands down, shoulders up, back and down. Rotate the right foot forward, left heel comes in. Same thing, arms to the side, shoulders over your hips, T position, flex the knee, look over to left hand, Virabhadrasana 2. Straighten the leg, head back through center, relax your shoulders. Flex your knee, look over to left hand. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, flex and down. Inhale, head back through center, 2 more. Exhale, flex, look over to left hand. Inhale, straighten, head back through center. Last one. Flex and lower. Straighten, and then reach, and then lower the left hand down as you extend the right arm up to the sky. And guide the right shoulder back. You want to have that nice spine. So there's a gently arching of the rib cage, but you are not rotating forward. You need to find that space. Breathing in and out. You're sticking the hip up, no, bring the hip forward. Flex your left knee, and then let's all come back to center. Shoulders up, back, and down. Rotate the left foot forward, and we're going to bring the arms overhead. Exhale, bring the arms out and behind you. Inhale with the fingers, slide the palms down to straighten the elbows. Keep the chin in, engage the core, and then slowly, as you exhale, lower the crown of the head towards the floor as you bring the hands up to the sky. Take a deep inhale. Hands down to the sacrum, hands down to your hips, engage the core, and then slowly return back to center. Flex your right knee, right foot under your right hip, left foot under your left hip. Hands to the heart, take a moment, reconnecting back with the breath. Nice, long, deep breath. Slow it down. Be aware of the gentle movement that you can create by consciously changing that regular pattern. And slowly lower the hands down by your hips. Now, let's come into balance pose. So let's work on tree pose. So have your hands to your waist first and extend the right leg out to the side. So the big toe is touching the mat. And from here, just bend the knee and pick up the foot just a few times, just to test the waters of our balance today, how it feels. lowering and lifting. Just try to keep the weight distributed in the left side of the body, left leg, left ankle, left foot, left hip, and then slowly rotate, bring the heel to the inner part of your left ankle, and you can be here already in your tree pose with the toes touching the floor. If you want to challenge yourself and you want to be a different version of the tree today, that right foot come higher, below or above your knee. Remember, please never put any pressure, pressure on your left kneecap or joints. So we are in Vrksasana, tree pose. Let's have the hands to the heart center as we find a place on the floor where we can focus our gaze. Slow down the breath. Don't hold the breath. Be aware of your left foot, your left ankle, the entire left leg, the left hip. Everything from the hip down supporting the weight of the torso and the head. So be grateful for your left leg, your left ankle, your left foot, your left hip. Take a moment, keep the breath flowing. And then slowly release it down. Right foot under your right hip, mobilized. Just make some circles with your left ankle, your left knee, your left hip, just releasing any tension on that left side of the body. Now the weight goes into your right leg, hands to your waist, extend the left leg out. And let's do this again, flexing and extending, flexing and extending. Just a few more rounds. Testing the waters of our balance today, and then rotate the heel and bring the left heel to the inner part of your right hand. Hands to the heart. Just hold here, or bring the left foot higher, or even higher. Never in the knee joint again. Keep the hands to the heart, lower the gaze. Concentrating back to that nice, beautiful, controlled breathing. Bring the attention to your right foot, right ankle, the entire length of your right leg, right hip, and take a moment here to also be grateful for that right leg, ankle, foot, and hip that are supporting the entire weight of our torso and our heads. Keep the breath flowing. And release it down, release the left foot down, and rotate that right ankle, going in one direction, going into the opposite direction. Just move a little bit, and bring again the hands to your waist. Now this time, the top of your left foot is going to go back. Let's stretch the front of that left ankle that held all that weight. And then let's do the same thing with it. Right foot, just press it gently as you lift from the chest. And slowly release it down. Now let's all come to the back of the mat. Bring the block with you. We're going to use it here soon. Let me adjust my mat here. So from the back of the mat with the feet wide as your hips, Samasthiti, equal standing pose. We're distributing the weight equally in both feet, front and back, and both sides. So from here, arms coming up and overhead. Pull the belly in, chin to the chest. And ask yourself through the nose, in control, lower the hands down towards the mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands under the knees, move the chest away into the 90-degree. Activate those back muscles, the core muscles, and exhale, release it down, front of the head towards the floor. Coming up again, inhale to tabletop. Exhale to lower. Inhale up. And exhale down. Walk with your hands towards the floor, coming into downward dog with the wrist wide as your shoulders, feet wide as your hips, chin to your chest, and just press as you lengthen the spine, reaching through the hips, chin to the chest. Take a deep inhale. Rock the the chest forward into plank, lower the knees down, lower the elbows under the shoulders, interlace the fingers, and let's extend one leg back and the right leg back into the full plank. If this is too much for you, knees are coming down, but not right under your hips, please. Just keep the knees back and engage the core. If you're in the full plank, keep the breath flowing. Please don't drop the head. Nice deep breath. And the knees down, pelvis down, hips down, separate the hands, sphinx pose with the chest holding position. Chin slightly tucked in so your neck is nice and long, and you are activating those muscles of the back to keep the torso lifted and away from the mat. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lower the chest down, hands under the shoulders, gently press the palms against the floor to lift the head, lift the chest, move to child's pose. Take a few round breaths. Moving to table, elbows under the shoulders, interlace the fingers. You can keep the knees down or tap the toes to lift into plank. Holding position. Press through the heels, engage the core. Don't hold the breath, please. Knees down, pelvis, and lower, separate the hands, sphinx pose. Through the top of the feet, flatten the mat, and lift the spine up, forward, and up. Nice deep breath. And gently release the chest down, hands under the shoulders, press, move into Balasana. Relax your lower back, take a few rounds of breath. Last round with this sequence, connecting plank with Bhujangasana. Move the spine forward. Let's come into elbows under the shoulders to plank with the knees down or knees off the floor. Engage and breathe. Knees down, pelvis down, separate the hands, our last sphinx pose. Remember to lift as you engage those back muscles. That's the purpose of this position, to open the front of the chest, but even more working and strengthening those back muscles as we flatten upper spine, middle spine. Take a deep breath, exhale, release chest down, hands under the shoulders, press into child's pose. Relax your lower back, high booster, release your hips to the heels, take a moment. Hands down by your knees, lift the head, lift the chest, move the hips to one side, and let's swing the legs to the front of the mat to come into farmer's pose. With the feet wide as your hips, just have your legs around the spine, take a break here. And lifting the chest, let's go slowly down. So we're going to go lie down. Remember to protect your neck. So place your blanket, your towel, or your roll-up towel down in your neck, and then slowly release the head down towards the floor. So we are now lying down here with the knees bent and the feet wide as the hips. Bring the hands to your belly. Elbows are flexed. Take a moment to reconnect back with the breath as you feel the movement down the belly. Hands down by your side. Feet off the mat and have that perfect 90-degree angle. Flex the feet and notice as I move, we're going to work on the strengthening lower abdomen. So we're not going to flex and lower the feet down, the heels down. So we're going to move the knees away and keep the 90-degree angle to touch, tap the floor with the heels, engage and return the knees over the hips. Keep the 90-degree angle, don't flex the knee. And just go down, heels, move the heels away, engage and lift. Keep the lower back flat on the mat, please. Move the feet away and tap the floor, engage back through center, move it away, tap and lift. A few more rounds. One last. And lift and hug. And just gently press the thighs into the chest to release tension in your lower back. Nice breath. Now it's time to grab the block and place the block in between your inner thighs. So place the feet wide as your hips, the block is there. So like I would like to say, the block is not there for decoration. It has a purpose, and the purpose is to engage the inner thighs as you press the block, and then you go up into Vipada Pitta and bridge, and then we press and we go down. Keep the chin to your chest, touching the heels with your fingertips, press and lift as you come up. Press and down, 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 down. Inhale, press and lift. Press and down. 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 Press and lift. One more. Press and down. Last one. Press and lift. Press and down and release. Now remove the block from underneath and between your thighs. Hug yourself and just relax your lower back. Take a moment here. We're going to stretch and access the iliopsoas in a different way today, and we're going to use the block again for this one. So lower the right foot down, place the foot on top of your right thigh, and grab the block and place the block in the inner part of your left knee. Take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, slowly guide that left thigh, the left knee away. Just keep the pressure there. And deep breath, nice long breath. Try to soften the groin. And release. Keep the left foot where it is. Now, IT band stretch, holding from the hamstring or the chin slightly tucked in, so you keep your neck long, and just work with the breath as you stretch the outside of the hip. And we'll release the left foot down, place the right foot on top of your left thigh. Grab your block again. First, place the block in the inner part of your right knee, and gently guide that right knee and right thigh away. Concentrate and releasing inner thigh, groin. Just breathe here. And let go. Holding from the hamstring or the chin to the chest. Release now the IT band on your right hip. And release, and bring the legs up to the sky and flex and point the ankles, the feet, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point, flex and point. Open the legs wide, bend the knees, and come into the happy baby. Guide the chin to your chest and try to keep your lower back flat on your mat. Just breathe through your happy baby. The feet like that. We're going to lower the feet wide as the mat. Let's do some windshield wiper movement with the arms in T position, palm facing up and rocking the head in opposite direction. Just move a little bit here. And back through center. Now extend the right leg to the right corner of the mat and then cross the left leg over to your right leg. So over to your right ankle. Bring the arms overhead, flex the elbows, grab your left wrist, take a deep inhale, and as you exhale, just move the spine and just feel the stretch and the muscles in between your rib cage. You can feel maybe going all the way down to the left waist and down to your left hip. Make sure your left elbow is down. You're trying to open through the left shoulder. Breathe. And head back to center. Now bring the left leg over to the corner, the left side. Cross the right leg over to your left ankle. Grab your right wrist. And as you exhale, the spine moves to the left. Release your right shoulder down. And return the spine back through center and do the crossing of the legs. Now the feet are wide as your hips, pointed toes, and then separate the hands and reach to the fingertips. You want to grow taller, taller, taller. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, bend the knees, hug yourself, and stretch your lower back. Pick up the head of the mat, forehead to your knees. Exhale, head down, feet down. Now straighten the right leg to the right corner. Straighten your left leg to your left corner. Bring the arms to the side and just palms facing up. And you are now in your final pose, Shavasana. So here, if you need to make any adjustments so you can feel comfortable through the pose. Time of letting go. Time of reintegration. You do your best to feel your body melting down inch by inch. So please, let's guide you through this head to toe relaxation. As you are aware of every single part, and as you notice tension in that specific part I'm mentioning, as we go from the sole of the feet to the crown of the head, you hold and try to release. So please, bring the attention to your soles, ankles, toes, top of the feet, shins, calf muscles, and both knees, the front and the back. And from the front and the back, from the knees down to the sole of the feet, let go and surrender. Now the awareness goes up to the thighs and hamstrings, both hips, pelvis, pelvic floor, and glutes. And from the top of your pelvis, front and back of your body, all the way down to the sole of the feet. Release, soften, and surrender. Now bring the attention to the abdomen and all the internal organs
organs protected by your rib cage. Soften the muscles of the spine, running all the way up to the base of your neck. Muscles in between the rib cage, muscles on your chest, scapula, from the top of your collarbones down to the sole of the feet, front and back of the body. Allow yourself to sink down to your mat. Now please direct your attention to both shoulders, front and back, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrist, palms, top of the hands and all the fingers. And from the top of the shoulders to the fingertips, front and back, all the way down to the sole of the feet, your entire body is slowly sinking down towards the floor. Your attention is going now to your throat and to your neck and those muscles connecting with the skull, to your jaw, your chin, your lips and upper lips, your tongue, cheekbones, ears, nose, eyeballs, eye sockets, eyelids, eyebrows, third eye, forehead, and the crown chakra. Everything is releasing inch by inch, down towards the floor. You are allowing yourself to come into a deep and sweet relaxation. Please take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Side out. And on your last inhale, you're going to bring the arms overhead as you point the toes, reaching through the fingertips, reaching through the toes. Nice long stretch, pencil stretch. Create space. Take a deep inhale again. And as you exhale, you flex your knees, you hug yourself, gently roll over to one side. Take a moment. Don't rush, please. And with your next inhale, let's all find our way together to seat with the spine long. We're going to bring the tension back to the breath, the way we started. And we can feel the breath in different parts of your body, such your nostrils, throat, chest, belly, spine, even the shoulders. You can feel the breath. Because when you inhale, the shoulders move slightly up, and when you exhale, the shoulders gently soften down towards the mat. Concentrate on inhaling and exhaling through the nose in a way that feels deeper, softer, in control. As we keep breathing this way, we're going to lift the chin up with a nice long inhale. And through the nose, long deep exhale, guide the chin to your chest, stretch your neck, long exhale. And keep moving the head up and down, linking the breath with the movement. One more round, please. Slow down the breath, slow down the movement. And bring the head back to center, guiding the hands together in Anjali Mudra. This time, from that nice long deep breath, slowly, gently bring your breath back to your normal rate. Take the moment here to notice the body and especially to notice the mind. And as we notice the body, we'll take the moment to express gratitude to our own bodies, our own limitations as we move. We just are thankful to our bodies. Take the time to be aware of the state of the mind. Take the moment here to be grateful to all the tools you have available to slow the mind down, such mainly your breath. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you have peaceful, loving, sweet thoughts to cultivate. May you have peaceful, loving, sweet words to offer. And may our actions always be inspired by love, compassion, understanding, and peace. And I thank you all very, very much for being here today practicing yoga. Namaskaram. Thank you.